una embarcación, estamos en lo que andamos pescando todos los días. Aquí está una, acá está la otra. Aquí tiene las artes de pesca que pescamos nosotros. Aquí las puedes ver, lo que tenemos para pescar.
This was devastating. And I think it really grabbed me by the heartstrings due to the intimacy of the connection we had with our subjects and these people affected by the oil spills, which are more like oil dumps, recklessly polluting the land. And I appreciated how open and honest these subjects were in bringing us into their homes and sharing their feelings of helplessness and sharing how they've been lacking any assistance and showing us how this impacts their families in all scales of their life. The documentary did a really good job of immersing us into the environment, the ways of life, the culture, to create that understanding holistically, and the deeply concerning note that they left us on, with the injustice brimming throughout, created such a call to action in me of wanting to know more and wanting to try to fight against this. And I hope this brings the awareness and the justice that these individuals deserve.
You know, there's so many issues that have arisen. Health concerns, issues with the water. There's no fish left after the spill. And the results of this on this community has been detrimental to their life. And what bothered me so much about this piece was after we get it straight from the horse's mouth when we get to see these people and how it's been affected. And these are people who don't have the choice to just up and go. We see how the settlement, none of it went back to fix the source of the issue. And we see how this is a bigger issue than just this community. This is a governmental um, issue. And this is, you know, a government not caring about their people in terms of this. And I mean, it makes the doc all the more important because you kind of get the sense of this being like a really big issue, and it makes you kind of want to just like do something about it.
Some of these effects continue to today. It's the same thing with Hurricane Katrina and all of these big instances, Flint as well. And so I remember when this oil spill particularly happened. It was viral before viral news necessarily became what it is today in the realm of social media. And so to know that this moment in time that definitely striked a lot of conversations back then, to see how that passage of time, we still get to see how destructive that was to our planet and to our people and to our communities to today. So I think it shines a light. It shines an urgency and immediacy to remember and to acknowledge that these notions don't just stop when the news stops reporting it, and that we have to take action to give people accountability and make sure that these people are given the opportunity to rebuild and continue living sustainable lives despite an unfortunate incident happening that was outside of their control.
Really well put together and a stark reminder of, well, how corrupt Mexican officials are. Really, that kind of spans upwards in North America, but reminds us of that. Reminds us, I honestly had forgotten about the that spill in 2010. That was horrendous. And the fact that, generations come, we're still experiencing the after effects of that. It was just, it's awful to think about, but I think it's important that a piece like this exists to remind us every day we need to be, just fighting for what's right for all of us, not just a select few at the top profiting. There's just a lot of good information here, important information, and I think what really helps was getting on the ground there and seeing the people who were immediately or directly affected by that spill and hearing their stories and really help humanizing the issue.
Watching these interviews, it was just heartbreaking, but they were also so very impactful and educational to kind of remind all of us that we've got to do better and big corporations have to do better. I think that I remember that BP oil spill. It was the worst one in history. And seeing how now, after all this time, it's still affecting the communities and the ecosystem. It was really well done for the filmmakers to document this as they did it. Thank you again for the subtitles. And one of the things that, again, we got to do better just as people and as companies.
Mainly focuses on the crude oil falling down into the ocean around the Gulf of Mexico and how Mexican people try to prevent and protect their natural resources, how they just try to find a way, how they work together as a community or a group to kind of like restore the nature like in the area. And I feel like it's kind of raised the awareness to us on how important the nature is to humanity. And even though we don't live like close to the ocean or next to the beaches, but it's gonna affect like not only just us, but every like creatures and living things in on this world. So it's a good documentary short to watch and make yourself understand